Hi, Kate. I'm doing well. How are you? I'm just letting things kind of get started here. I actually need to get... Let's see. Need to get my... my Brave browser set up for streaming. I don't do like autocomplete in the bar. You can't see this right now because I'm not sharing it, but I don't do autocomplete because if I'm searching, you know, I don't want, and yet it still shows up, so I don't really get. This doesn't make sense. Still shows like history in my, when I click on the bar, it still shows history. Let's see. That's a little weird. Don't know why it does that. That's a little weird. I wish there was like a streaming mode. I mean, I could always, the thing is like I could always just use like Chrome for streaming and stuff like that. Which is probably what I should do rather than repurposing my main browser. The reason is like I don't want people to see what my searches are. You know? Not that there's anything bad in there, but like, I don't know. I guess a lot of my stuff lately has just been on Ukraine, so I'm searching a bunch of stuff on Ukraine. Every time I do CI? Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But like, my Brave browser, I click on search. Like, it's just a little weird. Here, I think I can show it. It's fine. I'll show you. Hey, Uger. So here's my browser, right? And we're coding away and stuff, and I go to click, and you're seeing like my searches. Like, I have it set to not show. Wait, it does show autocomplete. Hold on. Let me do this again. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's still there. So, I don't know what else I have to turn off. I mean, I could just clear all my searches, but that's kind of weird. It's kind of annoying. Probably better off just opening Chrome, which I don't have installed. Oh, I do. And just using Chrome. How's everybody doing? Maybe that would be a better idea. Do I need to like log in? Probably do. I know you can't see what I'm doing right now. Hey, Jose. Good morning. I know everybody can't see what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to set up a browser. I'm going to just have a Chrome instance because I use Brave usually, right? But I'm going to have a browser that I just use for streaming. And I think it'll just be Chrome. So, blame Internet Explorer. I think that's a good idea. The Sweeney T. Authentication code. You what? It says we just sent you a message via SMS with your authenticate. I can't talk today. With your authentication code, enter the code in the form above to verify your identity. But I do not see that. I'm gonna hit resend. Okay, now it comes through. That's weird. Okay, it let me into to GitHub, which I guess is what we need here. So that's the important part. Happy Monday, everybody. I hope everybody's safe. I hope everybody's safe. That's the big thing. With all the violence happening in the world. Trending searches. Vladimir Putin, Russia, Ukraine. Today, Wordle answer. Really, people? Okay, these aren't my searches. I'm gonna put this on. These are just trending searches. WWE 2K22 roster. Vladimir Putin, Russia, Ukraine. Today, Wordle answer. Judges for American Idol. Another permutation here. North Korea, Russia, Ukraine. Okay. BBC America Killing Eve Season 4. Great Swords Elden Ring. Russian warships, go F yourself. Okay. I mean... Okay. Okay, yeah. Performing well. I'm working on social media type projects right now at the office. I'm also finding some freelance work. Nice, Anki. It's because, I keep hearing people say that the Snake Island thing is false. It didn't actually happen. But, I don't know, whatever. Like, it's hard to know what's real and what's not coming out of there. But it sure seems like the world is pretty united against Putin. Let's go look at GitHub notifications. How's that sound? That's one thing that we can look at that is not full of propaganda. But the biggest thing from Ukraine is I hope people don't get hurt, you know? But it seems like people are getting hurt, and that always sucks. Stop the war. All right, so one of the ways that I look at these things is I tend to look at... I kind of look at different repos, basically. And often I'll start... Because, like, Ignite's got 92 notifications, and I'll never get through that today. React Native WebView has 85. Mobex State Tree has 13. There's Gluegun. Reactatron, React Native. That's an internal thing. Minimist. I want to see what this is. There's another Jamin. Jamin Mars. Well, I gotta go follow this guy. Of course. Looks like he's still somewhat active. You haven't heard that they're fake? It's fake, but just that they're alive? Oh, okay. Highlander. Okay, let's go to the bottom here. 2019. Minimus light. Ooh. So apparently, wow, this is 2017. That's a long running thing here. Minimus 2. Did we? I don't think we moved to Minimus 2. There's Meow as well. Commander. Doesn't need to be maintained. It's totally done. It's perfect. Indians are safe in Ukraine. Well, that's good. I hope so. I definitely hope so. That would be nice. Is the software finished? Software is never finished. Did you fix all the bugs? There's no way to know. I can't manage you if you don't learn to lie. Okay, the software will be perfect in 2.3 days. I love it. A few of us have picked up the repo and created a fork, Minimus Light. So if you come back here, looks like it's pretty much the same API. Okay, interesting. All right, well, that's good to know. Just hit done on that. It'll bring us back to notifications. I like this new notifications inbox here. It's pretty cool. Mentioned. Do I want to open that? Probably not. Let's just go to... Oh, that's cool. Amen, Jalili. This dude is cool. He might be watching on Facebook, actually. He's a Facebook friend. Who am I kidding? Nobody ever watches on Facebook. This is from a stream I did with Mazen, where we created the Arab Cup. And you can watch it here. Oh yeah, I forgot. Amin's from Tunisia. Okay. MST reference pool. Reference type. So we talked about this, I think, in a previous... I actually don't remember if we did this. It's December 24th. So if you put a reference pool, it isn't really an issue. And you could put that into a reference pool as well, if you want to. You looking for your laptop? No. Okay. So that one's done. Yeah. People don't use MST reference pool, but it's such a cool thing. It's super cool. It's one of my favorite things that I've made, actually. So I don't know whether the use of RN async storage should be done with require import. In our app, import is required, so I would assume it's required here too, but Mark Rickards PR Transform inline requires, I don't remember. I'm not totally sure what he's talking about here. What? Okay, I have to do a little research here. So, Guest Buddy, right? One of our clients. Let's see. Wait, that doesn't exist. Huh. Hey, Mateo. What's MST reference pool? Can you go use? Okay. So MST reference pool is, let's see if I can just pull that up here. Oh, did I put it under Infinite Red? So it's a Mobix state tree extension that allows you to use references to a pool of model instances in any store. So essentially, let's say that you have a reference like a feed, you know, think of like a post feed that is essentially you're scrolling through Instagram, you're seeing posts, right? At the same time, you might tap into a post and it will be your current post. Or you might have maybe a list of users that are associated with those posts, and you also have a list of users that are your friends. In Mobix State Tree, you could end up with a situation where you have references and you sort of like you're holding two models in two places. So you might have like your list of friends is one list of users, and then you have a list of posts, and each of those posts has an author, and that's another list of users, and they might overlap. Like some of your friends might be in there, some of them might not be your friends. So you can't just be pointing to your friends list because there will be users who aren't your friends that show up in that list. See the dilemma here? So you really want like a central, like any user I've loaded anywhere, anytime, right? And then references from all these different places, my friends list, from my posts list, from maybe just comments underneath a post, like the users that made those comments, all pointing to the same pool of users that are just any loaded users. So like, you know, you have like, you know, your posts, and you have a post that you're, you know, setting it. And then when you scroll or refresh, the current post may refer to a post that's no longer in the feed, something like that. So what you do here is you simply make a pool with the posts or the users in that case that I gave you. And then you extend it with the reference pool. And then when you add any new posts to the pool and you set the feed, which is just a reference now to those, and you can also just add another one to the pool and then set the current post, right? Then when you've dereferenced or you've changed for whatever reason and you want to get rid of users that you're no longer tracking, then you run the GC. So you would run this pool GC, right? And you pass in any references, the feed, the current post, maybe some random other store that's like filtering something, anything that might contain a reference to this, like elements in this pool. And then it goes through and scans through and says, okay, these posts or these users are no longer referenced from anywhere. Since there's no references to them anywhere, I'm just going to clean them out. I'm going to get rid of them out of the pool. And now you've freed up memory so that you're not just continually adding and adding and adding and adding and adding more users. You can actually run this GC anytime you want. This may come in as just a, you know, once in a while thing. Maybe you run it after you do a refresh, like you've loaded new stuff in. You can choose how often you want to run this GC. And it is pretty fast. You may not need to run it after every action. If you do a larger refresh of your data, or anytime you remove or replace items, or you can just run it every so often on a timer, mainly after a refresh. So you set your feed, you would just add everything to your pool, you'd set your feed, and then you'd run your GC. There are some limitations. It is well documented. It's pretty well tested. Let's see. It's you know, decently well tested. It's actually just like one big test where it just runs a bunch of stuff. It's like, well, not one big test, but just like adds a bunch of stuff, removes a bunch of stuff, checks everything. By the way, I did all this on stream, so you can go check out a stream, you know, at some point. Hopefully that answers the question, Mateo. Danny, good morning. And Kate says, Jamin, do you help me? Can you help me find some freelance work? I'm a newbie as a freelancer. I have 3 years of experience in React Native. That's a good question. So, sorry, I played hockey last night and I am trying to rehydrate. I also played the night before. So 2 nights of hockey, won both games. As a freelancer, so here's my advice to freelancers. I'm actually gonna write it down here. I'm gonna write it down. Textbox.page. All right, so advice to freelancers, freelance React Native developers from Jamin. Okay, here's some advice. This is not in any order, okay? Network. So this is pretty obvious. Get to know as many other React Native developers as you can. Other developers are a great source of recommendations to potential clients, right? Let them know that you are available for work and how much time you have and what time period. But don't be annoying. Don't be annoying about it, right? Like, you don't need to tell them every day. Here's an example. In a DM or something like that. You can just say, hey, Bob, hope things are good. Just letting you know I have availability starting March for 32 hours a week. If you hear of anyone looking for a React Native freelancer, really appreciate any referrals, right? What?
I'm gonna grab your gaming laptop.
Oh, okay. It's my son, Cedric. Okay. So that's an example, you know, but you might do this like, you know, every 4 to 8 weeks at most, you know, like less, but probably not more than 8 weeks. Like don't go more than 8 weeks. Like don't go 6 months before you say something again. You can see right there, like, you're not obligating them, you're not guilt tripping them, you're not giving them any sort of like, yo, you know, do you have anything for me? Do not say that. Do not say, do you have anything for me? That's putting obligation on them. Saying, you know, if you hear of anything, appreciate referrals. If they have some needs, they'll tell you, right? Like, they'll tell you. Join the IR community. community.infinite.red. Join the jobs channel. All right, that's good. Let's see here. Best if you have 32 plus hours available. 20. It's common to have to find freelancers who can do about 20 hours, but not as useful. People, if they want React Native help, usually want full-time. So that's generally your best bet. You can, however, sometimes can do maintenance. Twitter is a good source of leads if you aren't annoying about it. So again, similar thing to up here, where you are getting to know other React Native developers. Don't tag people and be like, hey, I'm a freelancer and I need help with this. Don't do that. What you want to do generally is probably more like, hey, I'm available, and pin the tweet, right? So like pin a tweet that explains one of the big things that people run into here. And sorry, I know I'm missing some chats here, so I will catch up in a bit here. One of the big mistakes that people make when they put tweets out there is a good tweet to your profile. So let's say bad tweet, looking for freelance work, please help. That's bad. That's really, really bad. And I see it all the frickin' time. It's the worst. It's the worst. Good tweet. All right. How about a good tweet? Wave. Okay. I'm Jamin. I've been doing React Native I'm going to do it with Ankit here for 3 years and love it. I have some availability, some freelance, or I have full-time starting March. DMs open if you're interested, or if you know of. Let's see here. If you know of, let's see here, any opportunities, and then you might reply to that tweet with more details, something like things I'm good at, and then you might do something like front end polish, styling, state management, React Native upgrades, working with Firebase, AWS, GCP, whatever. Like do stuff like that, so that people know what you're good at. So that's a pretty good one. This feels like a blog post or something. Let's see, what else? Join other Slack and Discord communities. Again, don't be annoying. Do not be annoying. That should be your biggest thing. However, Don't be afraid to self-promote. Can you self-promote without being annoying? Yes, you can. Do most people self-promote? No, they don't. Do most people who self-promote do it in an annoying way? Unfortunately, yes. It's totally possible to self-promote in a non-annoying way. All right? So that's something that you... Hey, you know what? Run promotional messages by people you trust. Especially, you know, well-established freelancers. By the way, not all of the feedback you get will be valid, but some will be. Right? So, you know, you don't have to take every bit of advice. I don't know. Like, this probably gets you started. And Keith. Hey, Keel. Mateo says, very cool. I use a similar approach with data handling. My current implementation doesn't ever remove items from the pool. Yes. Sounds like you need MST reference pool. And it's very, very simple to use. So go check it out. Danny, you're not in our community? It is a Slack. You didn't know it was a thing. Oh my goodness, Danny. Danny. I am so happy you found it finally. I find the self-promoting thing really difficult. Well, that's why I have a job. Because most developers do. And they're not good at it. They're very, very bad at it. And I've learned over the years to get pretty good at it. I'll tell you what, when I was starting my business, so I started out doing home design. And I did some websites too. When the home design stuff dried up in 2008, I had to go out and sell websites door to door. I mean, think about that. Imagine how difficult it is to self-promote yourself on Twitter or Slack, okay? Now, change that into face-to-face in front of someone who doesn't trust you, didn't ask you to come in, doesn't have any idea what you're all about. You're just walking in off the street into an office in a strip mall or something like that. I know I'm in America, so it's going to be a little different. But you walk into an office of some sort and you're like, yo, I do websites. Do you need website help? Here's my business card, back when people used to do that sort of thing. Door to door. And that gave me like ridiculous, like thick skin about doing stuff like this. Nothing will ever be as difficult as that. Nothing. I got some projects out of that too. They were very tiny and they barely paid the bills. They mostly didn't pay the bills. I dipped into my savings a lot during those days. And Keith, tell me if that was helpful to you. I hope it was. Let me drop this into a gist. Okay. Advice to freelancers. Okay, whoa, jeepers, no. All right. On stream, February 28, 2022. I'll put the real link in at some point. All right. Wait, why is it a secret gist? Can I make it a public? Oh, make public. Okay. Actually, I'm going to edit this and change it to... Can I not? I'm giving away the actually, there's more to it than this, of course. But I am giving away quite a bit of secret sauce here. Yeah. Don't be annoying, but don't be afraid to self-promote. Boy, the formatting on this is terrible. But yeah, you can go find this. Just go to Jamin Holmgren, just.github.com/Jamin Holmgren and you'll find it. How would you self-promote today? On Twitter? Oh yeah, that's how I do. That's what I do. Find I actually get more interactions and stuff through LinkedIn, weirdly enough. I cannot talk today. If I cared about LinkedIn, I think I could get good at it, but I don't really, you know? Yeah, no problem, Ankit. But you're right. Yeah, LinkedIn is starved. I don't know what's going on today. I guess I'm tired. I did play hockey. I had to get up early to get my two youngest girls off to school. They were both exhausted and tired just like I was. But I can't talk today. I don't know what it is. Anyway, let's go back to this. But yeah, that was kind of a fun little aside there. I hate LinkedIn. It's just spam. Yeah, I know, right? Okay, I don't know on this one, MST async storage. I don't know. I'm just gonna, that one's done. Yeah, so I'm just gonna kill out of it. All right, let's go back. API sauce. What's here? Network error. Okay, so I'm not, like, get and post is normal. I forget what exact. I mean, always network for put and patch. Interesting. Well, I mean, they didn't really tell me if there's any solutions. Then I'm hitting done. My philosophy with open source is I am going to help if I can do it quickly. This should be a blog post, Robin. Yeah, I think you're right. Most developers, Danny says, most developers I know personally follow me on LinkedIn but don't even have Twitter. Well, is that a regional thing? Like, I know you're over in Portugal. Is that more of a Portugal thing? Don't know what to post on Twitter, honestly. Danny, you do so much cool stuff. You do way cooler stuff than I do, and I put stuff on Twitter all the time. I don't know what to put on Twitter. Come on, dude. You're working on the coolest stuff. You have all this like open source stuff you're working on. Post code screenshots, you know? Do you see my response on the Infinite Red PR with the storybook thing? The Ignite PR. Let me go look. Storybook right here. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna zip down here. Oh wait, no, this is a different one here. What's save string? I don't know what save string is. Yeah, no, I mean it, Danny. Recently with the Ukraine stuff, I also felt a bit weird about posting code on Twitter. No, you're right. Totally. I mean, whenever you have this sort of thing going on, I avoid being too kind of matter of fact. I remember I lost a follower because during some world event that was happening, I posted a code thing, she took great offense and violently unfollowed me. It was kind of weird because at the time I was semi unaware of what was actually happening, but to her it was like her whole world. So a little bit of good riddance, but also I understood that people are sensitive about this sort of thing, you know. Safe string is an abstraction for async storage, Julian says. Okay, I didn't realize that. Reactron work with Storybook custom commands since making custom menus is different. Enabling Storybook with a Reactotron custom command is easy, but because Storybook renders instead of the root store, Reactotron doesn't work inside Storybook. You're getting this inside of... And then toggle Storybook is not receiving the... I don't really know. I mean, this could be a Danny and Daniel, Danny, HW, Danny HW underscore. Danny, what's your GitHub? I think we have a storage TS file somewhere. Oh, it's that one. Okay. Danny HW. Okay. Danny HW and Rich RM Evans might be able to help with this issue. So I'm gonna take both of you. So Rich is he's a developer that's been helping with Reactotron. So that's cool. Let's try that one. That was issue 1863. All right, I'm going to go to the bottom first because that's what I tend to do here. Inline require, okay. Implemented the suggested code to start to get a blank page. Promises hanging. Load string, dev storybook don't resolve. Public reproduction. How do you feel about using patch package on these types of things? In this PR, for a related issue, I demonstrate how you can use patch package to fix the promises. Just patch storybook add-ons, which removes the core JS promise polyfill, the cause of the bug. Ooh. Danny, I am all for patch package here. Ignite is all about sanding off these rough edges that you run into. And if patch package can get us there, that would be fantastic. So, answer is yes, absolutely. Thanks, Danny. Really appreciate it. Gotta go get some work. Okay, awesome, Mateo. Good to see you. Thanks for dropping by. I appreciate it. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. No huge rush on that, but it is something that hopefully we can knock out at some point. And Keith, can you share that content link? I'm unable to find that on GitHub profile. You have to go to gist.github.com/JaminHolmgren. I can't go directly. Yeah, see, it's right at the top here. You have to go to gist, though, .github.com/JaminHolmgren. You can't just go directly to github.com. Nice when we can add that patch I included in the comments, and I think it should resolve the problem. Nice. Awesome. Okay. Let's go to... I'm going to do some mobx state tree here for a second. Okay, there's a comment here. Okay. Nothing. Michelle, you know what? I might try... Oh, thanks, Mazen. But unfortunately, Ankich is on YouTube, so he may not be able to access that. Michelle, I don't know if he has thoughts on this. You know, to be honest, it's not like top of mind for me. This one right here. I'm just hit down on that. All right. Is primitive. Value is null. I'm kind of on board with the equals rather than two equals. So the thing is here, equals equals null will also return true if it's undefined. But if you do equals equals equals, you have to put both of them because it will return false. So the triple equals here in JavaScript. Most programming languages don't have a triple equals. But you know, I think it is cleaner this way, so that's cool. Promise like state change. What's the state change? It's closed. Okay, I think that's fine. I don't know why that is even in there. I guess I didn't hit done on it, maybe? Hey, new peeps. I see more people have tuned in. Earlier in the broadcast, I did a little bit of, in the stream, I did a little bit of riffing on my advice to freelancers. Giving away the secret sauce. Most freelancers are just absolutely terrible at self-marketing. Many developers, including some of you listening right now, legitimately think that self-marketing is almost like unethical. But what that really is just your own anxieties and you're finding justifications for it. Because you're anxious about it. And it makes you anxious to think about it. Which is fine. That's why I have a job. All right. MobX state tree. Cannot find a resolver reference with multiple candidates. That's mostly said in jest, but there's enough truth to it that it makes you uncomfortable when I say it. Okay. Cannot resolve a reference with multiple candidates. 2 model instances with the same identifier. I'm sure I mentioned... Did I not mention MST? I didn't mention MST reference pool here. I've released a new library to help with this problem, which I think is pretty cool. Well tested and pretty well documented. Please check it out and let me know what you think about it. It's called MST Reference Pool, and you can find it here. GitHub, MST Reference Pool. In a nutshell, it gives you tools to create pools of instances, and then you simply use references from anywhere on the tree. It also comes with a garbage collector, so you don't end up with a memory leak. gives you to easily create a pool of it, and then you simply use references from anywhere on the tree when instances are no longer referenced from anywhere. Oh, one thing that would be cool with MST reference pool, I wonder if there's a way to highlight this or something like. Not really. Okay. I mean, I could self-react here. One thing that would be cool is, and I'm actually going to file an issue right here, automatic GC. I'd love to build an automatic GC for MST reference pool. Right now, you have to specify or pass in any place that any node that might reference an instance in the pool. It's not the end of the world, but it is rather manual. So it'd be something like store.gc, and then you might have something like, you know, current user, store.current user, store.friends, store.posts, or post store.post authors or something like that, right? It would be cool if you could just have it traverse the tree itself and find any locations that might contain references itself, and probably cache that to make it fast. And this would be store.gc. TS. So we get the highlighting here. That would be kind of a fun thing to do, you know, like on stream, wouldn't it? I feel like that'd be kind of a fun thing to do on stream. Anywho, nice. So, MST reference pool. Only 9 stars. Come on, people. Go star that thing. So, hit done on that. ADM.raw is not a function in React Native on with TypeScript. Okay. Okay. Wow, that's a lot of information. Oh, Julian, you ran into this. I don't know if he's still watching. Props in a view item with the same name. More helpful error would be nice. Okay. Would love some help with a PR for a more friendly error message. This is my secret to being effective at open source. Ask the community. I'm gonna give Julian all of the props here. Yeah, good enough. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, cool. That just helps people like identify where the right answer is. That's why I always like roll to the bottom and then scroll up, because like what's the point of reading all of these if you can simply find the answer at the bottom, right? That's what I do on Stack Overflow too. Is that what you all do? But that's pretty cool. I think we can. We're not gonna close it, but I'm done with that one. New version here. Did this get fixed? Ooh, okay. A union wrapped in a snapshot processor causes an infinite recursion when reconciling. Okay. Love a PR to help fix this. So this one's definitely a bug, and it needs to be, you know, we need help wanted. Okay. Good. Uh, 505. What's the latest? Is that the latest version? No, 510. Yeah. Promise to promise like. Did so 513 is actually released. I don't know why it wasn't marked as a release though. 513. I think this is the real one that should be updated. Why is this? Huh. I'm not sure. I remember that there was some issue with this one, and we fixed it, but I don't remember exactly what that was. Hey, Ahmed. And Kate, bye, Jamin Sir. Currently, this evening time is 12:43 a.m. Also need to go to the office by 8 a.m. Have a great day. Thanks for dropping by, and Kate. Really appreciate it. Good luck with your freelancing. Are you late? Ahmed, yes, this will go on your permanent record. I will mark it down as an unexcused tardiness. Glad you came to hang out. Yeah, okay. All right, I'm just gonna hit done on that. So far, we've talked about MST reference pool, Ahmed. We also went over some advice to freelance React Native developers. So that was kind of cool. I actually put it into a gist. All right, nested keys in a model observable. Have I responded to this? Store the active user so I don't have to search users, which simplifies things. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, well, it looks like this one's done, so I'm just gonna move on. Coverage report, I think I... added on CI? Did I not? Okay, well... yeah, it looks like everything's working on this, so I should be good. So... done. Okay. I'm kind of getting to the bottom of these Mombek state tree things, which is good. Pretty cool. I created my first PR in my new job today. Nice. Congrats, Ahmed. Last 1 or 2 weeks were all onboarding sessions and meetings. Yep. Tends to be how it goes. Kind of getting used to things. Congrats on the first PR though. That's awesome. Type snapshot processor. Apply snapshot. TS errors. This one, I just don't remember what it was all about. Apply snapshot. Runs preprocessors before applying. Yeah, I just don't remember exactly, and apparently there's some issues with this. It does resolve an issue, which is that the apply snapshot method does not call preprocess snapshot when you're using it. I mean, I'm kind of like wanting him to fix that. I'll just comment that, yeah. Respond to some thoughts on the issues you mentioned me. Nice. Thank you. That's awesome. I should go look at that. Okay, that one's done. Don't really know what they're talking about there. Experimental union and compose type helpers. So there's some improvements apparently. I think we're done with that one. I don't need to mess with that. Return promise from the result of apply action. Really good idea. I need this. When will this be merged? 3 question marks. Hold your horses. Okay. I don't understand this very much. I guess there's a little bit of an open source like philosophy here where if nobody's really like, hey, you know, can this be merged? I mean, I know this guy's, you know, like, yo. I should let this dude know. Wow. Apply action async. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. Here's the thing with MobX State Tree. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be primary maintainer. Obviously, I'm not doing a very good job of it. Well, I'm doing a better job of it now that I'm live streaming it, to be completely honest. Akil says, could you please recommend any good article to optimize release build size? My APK has reached the 60 plus megabytes. That's a very good question. Optimizing release build size. I do have an open invite out there for anybody who knows ProGuard, for example, to come on the React Native Radio show. I'd love to. I mean, I don't have any like good articles that I've read, but I do want to do a React Native Radio episode. I want to do a React Native Live episode. I want to learn more about that, Akil. So that eventually. Justin, do multiple question marks annoy you as much as they annoy me? Assuming that they annoy you quite a bit, then yes. One is enough. Very rarely a question mark and an exclamation point. Very rarely, but sometimes. Like, really? That's sometimes in Terabang. Like, sometimes that's the way to go. Aggressively inquisitive, as Robin likes to say. Like, that is okay. This is never okay. This is certainly never okay. This can sometimes be okay. That is never okay because that's not a thing. This is sometimes okay. This is okay. Can be a little passive aggressive. Really? This is more like, I hadn't thought of that. Really? Or, really? I really think that. I saw Reactotron and Flipper plugin were also part of the release APK. Ooh. I don't think that should be happening. Danny says, release build size could depend on a lot on if you use Expo or not. Reduce size a lot with EAS. Hermes does also help. Should have asked, does this annoy you? Question mark, question mark, question mark? No, I think you're being perfectly respectful. Punctuation lesson, says Ahmed. Now I can't give you any like Arabic punctuation lessons. Half of Arabic looks like punctuation to me. So, let's see. Yeah, so I think I've taken care of that. Done. Last one for Mobx state tree. Flow cancellation. There's a long running thing here. For a project I'm currently working on, I've taken a fork of MST and exposed the cancel method by letting flow return a tuple. But the implementation right now only throws inside the generator. It'd be nice to also reject the promise returned from the flow, but somehow couldn't catch the error from the promise, even though catch handlers lower down the stack were triggered. I understand we want to be careful here. How about creating an additional package in the monorepo, provide more functionality which could stay experimental till a final decision is made? Yeah, I mean that makes a ton of sense. Yeah, I mean, experimental like extensions and packages and stuff always are much easier to do than like break some API that people are using. Cancelable flows. Okay, we're done with Mobx state tree. That's awesome. Most of the Arabic punctuation is the same as English, but flipped. Oh, that's interesting. With the PR where I suggest the package patch, would be best to wait for the PR author to do the change, or should I open one with the patch? Tell me, let me go back here. Ignite. Go back here. Let's see this. Okay, so this is the other one. Well, I guess in this case, detecting Expo and changing the text might be the solution. Issue itself with the text not matching realities because of how the dev menu can't be changed easily in Expo, only possible with EAS dev clients. Solution is to use Reactotron to toggle Storybook or other similar solutions stating the issue. Find the easiest way is to have a JSON config file with a show Storybook value, which makes it easy to change with a script. If Reactotron doesn't work with Storybook, that could be because of the promise issue, or maybe it could be related to Storybook WebSockets. You can disable the WebSockets for React Native Storybook via the config and see if that changes anything. Oh, that's fair. I'm really interested to see what Rich also thinks. I might message him. Okay, I just sent him a link to that. All right. Thanks for replying to that, Danny. That's really helpful. I will answer your other question in a second. Multiple question marks is right below 1-star reviews in the App Store with a helpful comment like, didn't work. That's all of my issues. I just file with didn't work. What's the save button, by the way? Oh. Oh, you can like save a filter. Whoa. I'm kind of a fan of that. That's cool. So package patch. Patch package. How long has the PR author been waiting on that? Because if it's been a while, you might just do it. You might just open one. I think they just want it fixed. They don't necessarily. I mean, we could give them credit in the release notes. So yeah. Expo fails on fresh install 3 days ago. Here's Robin. Ah. Okay. That seems doable. Like we can fix that. We could probably fix that now. Let's just do it. So I'm gonna go to Ignite here. And just pull down the latest here. And open up code. Okay. So, so the issue here is in command new. Like when we generate a boilerplate, there's this metro config right here. Doesn't hurt to have it either, except for on Expo apparently. So if they are using Expo, I think we should delete that. So remove iOS and Android folders, remove Babel config, and that's just renaming it. And we also need to remove the, whoa. What the? Okay. Remove the metro config JS. Remove, is it metroconfig.js? I think it is. Metroconfig.js. Thank you, GitHub Copilot. So we're removing iOS and Android folders. We're renaming index to app.js, which Expo expects. We're renaming that. We remove the metroconfig.js, which doesn't, which causes problems with publishing. C, and then I will just link to this, I guess. For each. Oh man, hours of poking at files. I really hate to see that. What? Wait a minute here. Metro Symlinks Resolver, though. Not needing RNX kit. Isn't this coming from... This is coming from Metro, from RNX kit, right? What am I missing here? This seems... Right sidebar. Yeah, Ahmed. File system instead of FS. It's glue gun. We're using Jetpack and glue gun, so. So Metro, yeah. So this is coming from RNX. So you still need the Symlinks resolver. Project root resolver. Like, I don't really want to do that. Shoot. Do we just remove that file? Like, I don't know. I'm not sure on this one. I'm going to take a quick break here. This is my low-tech notification system here. I'll be back in a bit, and then we'll finish some things up. I'm back. I'm kind of curious if this works. So Alexander says that this works on Expo. I guess the question is whether it works on PNPM. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to do this, to be honest. I guess the easiest thing is just to remove it. Because it will work without it. Removes custom metro config symlinks. By the way, PNPM doesn't work with Expo anyway. So if using Expo, I think this is the right way to go. So this will fix 1904. Good year, I remember it. Fixes 1904. Expo doesn't work with PNPM anyway. So we won't bother trying to enable symlinks if using Expo. If you'd like to enable, let's see here. If you want to try Alexander, what is it? Alexander Lindgyer. Experimental support, check 1904's comments. By removing the custom metro config file if using Expo. Create that pull request. Qasim, hi, are you working on React Native? Sort of. I'm working on Ignite, which is a React Native boilerplate. So yeah, kind of. Not on React Native itself, but working on something that is React Native related. I'm going to ask people to review. Custom Metro config if using Expo, because it causes problems when publishing. The optional. Okay. All right, there we go. So we'll see how that goes. We can click done on that. Nice. How to upgrade a current project to a new or latest version of Ignite. We want those sweet changes. Should we update Ignite? What should we be concerned of? That's a great question. Okay, let's go here. I want to find... there's an upgrading right here. So there's Ignite Diff Purge, which has actually been updated recently, which is nice. We have a document for this, so document for this. Boom. And I'll do the permalink. There we go. I like to do this because, like, this may move or get, you know, whatever. We don't use docs anymore. We're moving to whatever. But this permalink, it lives forever. So, should we update Ignite? I think so. The updates we're doing these days are much more around stability than any wholesale changes. With that said, changes are on the menu for this year at some point. Although most likely, if we do change something, it'll be mostly backwards compatible. I don't even really want to make that promise, I guess. But I don't want to, like, worry people that we're just going to go blast everything, you know. Hey, Ski Diddy 93, how's it going this this morning, almost afternoon? Kasim, is it feasible to eject project from Expo CLI to native CLI? You can definitely do that. I think they call it, it's not eject anymore, it's pre-something. I forget what it's called. What is it called? Does anybody remember? It's a different command now. EAS is what you're looking for. Expo Application Services. But we'll give plenty of warning and documentation around that. What should we be concerned of? I don't think there's anything too big, to be honest. Like I said, mostly just stability and a few changes. Thanks. A few minor changes for your support, Chance. So By the way, shout out to Nicholas for updating Ignite diff purge so that we get all the changes here. So like if I go here, like there's just that little change right there, and yeah, it just kind of gives like the diff. If you go all the way back to like 7.3, you can see all the changes we've made. Some of this stuff is just like React Native changes. .7.8 to 7.9 release were created without that. Yeah, that all makes sense. And we removed Colo Loco anyway, so. Danny says, nowadays I wouldn't even eject and would rather use EAS. You can do either though, I suppose. EAS is pretty incredible. Has been a game changer for me. I agree with that. I don't know. At some point, it seems like companies should just start using EAS, but I guess a lot of companies are like, I don't know if we want to get tied to Expo or something. Like that tends to be their big thing. Let's see. So I think I answered that one. That's good. Like I said, I'm a big fan of this new notification system. It's pretty nice. 9 days. Oh yeah, deleting the Metro config. So that was the thing I just PR. So this should actually, so 1904, 1905. Probably related to 1904, fix incoming in 1905. And I should actually say this also fixes the 1899 as well, so. Also fixes 1899, I think. Got a upvote from Alexander, nice. So Yarn build iOS is the problem here if you're using Expo. Should just be Yarn start. For this specific issue, you should use Yarn start, not Yarn build iOS. We should remove those commands for Expo projects. So I'm gonna call that good on that. That seems pretty good. Hey Jesse, how's it going today? Installs Expo, is that expected? Yes, it is. Robin already answered that. Removes a custom. They do? Lizzie says that they do have one. Oh. Oh. Ooh. Okay. Good catch on that, Lizzie. Holy smokes. Custom. Let's see. So if it's Expo, here's a question I have though. So if we're doing Expo, Expo CLI string. Yeah, it must copy everything over for us. Yeah. Maybe what I should do is... Oh, man. So the problem right now is, okay, there's a Metro for Expo. But we obviously have a Metro for non-Expo here. So what we probably need is a metro.config.expo.js, right? Just like Babel config.expo.js. It's two different things. Looks like it's pretty similar. Just different presets, right? So now just copy this and drop that in. Doing well? How about yourself? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Obviously, a lot going on in the world. Which weighs on one's mind. Okay, so there is some stuff you could do here. Okay, well that's good to know. All right, so I guess we just kind of keep that how it is. So in other words, we will instead just copy that over. We'll remove the custom one, and then we will simply rename it. So it'd be Metro. Replaces which causes problems with publishing to Expo with the default Expo config, Metro config. So we will remove metroconfig.js and then rename metroconfig expo.js to metroconfig.js. So, and then we have the metroconfig.expo. And then we also need to remove that if we're not using expo, right? So, there. Replace custom metro with expo specific metro. Push that up. Okay. It's a good point by Lizzie. Comment that. And replacing with the default expo metro config. We could actually give them some information about the custom expo. I'll copy a link. I'll copy that in and I'll just put it in there because it seems to me like that would be a helpful thing. Not Babel, Metro config. For experiment, for one idea on how to support symlinks in Expo, see. What's it going to tell me? What's GitHub Copilot going to tell me? Nothing. Okay, cool. I'll just put that in there actually. Yeah, nice. Add comment. Skip CI. Just push that up. All right. Commits. I want to see, is it still running that one? It is still running that one. Skip CI told it don't bother with CI on this. Just keep running this one. This one passed. So this should also pass, I guess. Gonna work on the PR now. Any tips for contributing? Danny? I mean, like, I don't know. You're like a pro at this open source stuff. I don't have tips. To Ignite itself. Is that what you're saying? A couple things. One is we typically use Yarn. And if you want to just run it, if you want to run it in the boilerplate itself, you can just run it right there. You just run Yarn iOS right from here. Oh, you can't see. I'm like way too far down here. Nobody told me. Okay. So like you can just yarn it. Yarn iOS to build it. Yarn Android. And run everything right in the boilerplate. It may or may not. You sometimes have issues with TypeScript and VS Code if you open, like, if I open VS Code from here and I go to the boilerplate, sometimes there are issues. So sometimes you have to CD into the boilerplate and then do that. But then if you want to use the actual CLI and see what it spins up, see, I go to temp. I'll go like ignite, CLI, bin, ignite, new, blah, dash, dash, whatever, right? And spin it up that way, and it should work. So that we can run it locally. If you want to do it more fancy, you can do yarn link, and then ignite will be available on your command line. You'll want to remove any global versions of ignite, but yarn unlink then gets rid of that too. But I tend to just do this though. I don't know why, but I just tend to do this like relative thing, and it works. So yeah, it is slow. So I usually kind of rely on CI to do my long tests. You do have yarn CI :test, I think it is, that you can run to run everything. Yarn test, I don't know if it runs everything. I don't remember. I don't know why I'm running it right now, but whatever. So let's see. I'm gonna do this. Okay. There we go. And that's still rolling. Okay, cool. Give it a try. Awesome, Danny. Yeah, let me know how it goes. There is also a contributing in the docs. Is it Tour of Ignite? Yeah, Tour of Ignite. I think it's still fairly relevant. I'm looking. I really wish we didn't have Rick and Morty. It should be like something I don't hate. And yes, I hate Rick and Morty. It's the worst. Okay. I think that's done. Or it's close to done. Like, this needs to be merged and released, but... Oh, yeah. This is solid. 1899. Should remove those from the package JSON, so... Yeah. Yeah. Someone can do that. Auto scroll screen preset. Ooh. This is kind of interesting. No scrolling if the content fits the screen, otherwise it scrolls. Pick this one if you're unsure if your content will fit the screen, if you want it to automatically adapt. So auto, it will, the scroll view styles will apply. Offset, when the content height reaches 92%, okay. And then it will get the height of the dimensions here, or the window here. On content size change. Is that how you want to handle that? Scroll view on content size change. I don't know if I've even seen that one. Okay, so basically... Okay, content width, content height. Okay. Yeah. Sorry again, I can't handle it. It's like they're just puking and like throwing up all over the place, and it's just like, what 4-year-old made this? There's no value to society here whatsoever. This looks good. The question I have is why there's all the semicolons. It's going to cause a problem because we don't allow semicolons, or we remove semicolons when you run prettier. Just kind of curious about that. As const is interesting. I think, did we do that elsewhere? Don't know if we do that elsewhere. We have as view style. Okay, interesting. So it checks the scroll enabled, which is basically props preset is scroll, and screen height is auto offset %. The question I have on this one is, do we really need a use state here? Won't it re-render when the content height changes anyway? Are we causing a double render? Come with a re-render anyway? If so, we could just hold the screen height in a memo. Use ref. No. Yes. And calculate next, or when the render happens. It's possible this simply gets batched with the on content size change. Render 2. Would need to test this, I guess. So, I mean, I like this idea. I like this idea. Just have a question above. I do like it. That's cool. Imagine not using prettier. I do not want to imagine not using prettier. I think I'm pretty much done. Although I need to Fester CI using base URL. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff that's like sort of in flight that's not ready to merge. This one's close. So yeah. All right. Well, next time, probably next Monday, I assume we'll be back and do some looking at these and see what's happening. I appreciate everybody hanging out. You know, we had a good 10, 12 people pretty much the whole time. It's cool. And we got some stuff done, so that was cool. I got to get back to the real world now. Go do some less fun stuff, as in, you know, promotion, sales, tackling my 400 email inbox, things like that. And I don't say 400 emails to brag as if it's a lot. I know some of you absolute evil people have like hundreds of thousands of unreads, but I pride myself in not having that many unreads, so I'm gonna go in there, unsubscribe from a bunch of crap, and reply to what I have to. But I got one, you know, I got the MobX state tree stuff kind of knocked out, which is nice. So you did? Oh, okay. I wasn't talking about you. No calling you out. See you, Uger. Thanks for hanging out. You too, Danny. Yeah, cool. I don't know how to wrap this thing up. We'll see you all later. All right, bye.